Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be sewing this beautiful pants. In our last video we did the cutting. If you have not watched it, I will drop the link in the description box so you can go back and watch it. Now let's get right into the video. I've gone ahead to iron out the parts of the trouser. This is the pocket, this is the waistband, the front piece and the back piece. So now let's start sewing this pant. I've ironed out the waistband. You can see the way I ironed it. So I'm going to keep it aside. I'm going to keep every other part of this trouser aside, and we're going to start working on the pockets first. This pocket pattern that I want to teach you, you can also use it for a male trouser. Okay, the first thing we'll do now is to bring the front one side of the front piece of the trouser. This is the right side. This is the right side of the front piece. We are going to bring the pocket out just the way you see me doing, the way it's folded. Then you are going to open it up. The right side facing, it's supposed to be right side facing left side rather. It's supposed to be left side facing left side, but I made a mistake here and we're going to correct it later in the video. So you see that line, that gator line that I'm showing you, you're going to run a straight stitch on that gator line, not on it, just close to it, like ½ inch close to it, just the way you see me doing. And after that we're going to try to cover that rough edge. You will stop at that 7 inches mark where you notched earlier. So we are going to open up the pocket and the front piece and fold in the edge of that. You see the way I'm folding it, that rough edge, that's where we're trying to cover now. So you're going to fold it in just the way you see me doing and top stitch on it again. And after top stitching, you go ahead and fold it. You see that the rough edge is now covered. You're no longer seeing those rough edges again. So now you're going to fold it back, that gator line that you were seeing before. You're going to fold it back like that and run another stitch on it, just like ½ inch again, just close to the gator line, just like ½ inch. And after doing that, you can see how neat it's looking, both the back and the front. You can see how neat it's looking. So you're going to bring the pocket, the other side of the pocket. You opened up the pocket before. You're going to bring the other side of the pocket and place the front piece on it. You're going to give it like ½ inch. Now this is where I realized that I had made a mistake, and look at how we're going to correct it. I went ahead to iron a piece of the fabric, the right side, on that part of it that is showing the back, just the way I did it here. I went ahead to use hemming gum to iron the front piece on it, and then I top stitched on it, just the way you see me doing. So that was how I was able to salvage the situation. So now the back piece will no longer be showing in that pocket area. If you're looking at the side of the pocket, what you'll be seeing is the front piece. We are going to place the front piece on the pocket area and measure ½ inch. Go in by ½ inch on that pocket area and mark. So you're going to use a pin or something to hold it down on that 1½ inch so that it will not move. Now after holding down the 1½ inch, you're going to go back to that edge that you notched, that 7 inches mark that you notched earlier. And we did all this in the cutting video, so if you have not watched it, just go back and watch the cutting video so that you can be on the same page with us. We are going to place them together, both the pocket and the front piece. You place it together and top stitch on it to hold it together. Then you bring the pocket, you turn the pocket from inside, turn it outside, just the way you see me doing. Place your hand inside and bring out the pocket. Then you are going to run a straight stitch on the bottom part of the pocket, just the way you see me demonstrating. Run a straight stitch across that line to seal up the bottom part of the pocket. So after doing that, we're going to turn it, bring it out again the way it was before, and top stitch on it again. So at the time I was making this video, there was no light, so I'm using my hand. Normally I would have used a pressing iron to straighten this out, but I'm using my hand to just do it, so because there's no light. And then I'm top stitching on it just the way I told you guys. And you know that the edge of that pocket, the side, we have not closed it too. Now this is what you're going to do to close it, to close the side after top stitching on the pocket. The reason why we top stitch on it again is in case the first stitch loose, your properties are not going to fall off from the pocket. So that's the reason for top stitching again. Now that side that is open, we're going to hold down the front piece and the pockets together just the way you see me doing, and you're going to run a straight stitch on it. You run it to the pocket area and stop there. That's 7 inches mark, and stop there. By the time you're done, this is how your pocket should be looking. I'm sorry guys, my camera is not showing every part of this video very well, but I'm sure you can understand what I'm trying to say. Just follow what I'm doing step by step. So now you go up again to that 1.5 inch mark, that place where you pinned before, the top of the edge of the trouser that you pinned before, the waist side. You're going to go back to that place and top stitch on that waistline. You're going to stitch down the pocket and the front piece together. And after doing that, your pocket is ready. Now this whole process that we just did on this first part of the trouser, now you're going to repeat it on the second part. You can see that everywhere is closed, the pocket is ready, and that is all. You're going to repeat everything that we just did here now on the second part of the front piece. So I'm going to go ahead to do that now and come back to show you guys. Now I've gone ahead to attach the pockets to the other side of the front piece, and I'm going to join it together at the center, just the way you see me doing. You're going to place them right sides facing each other and top stitch and stitch it by 1/2 inch down to the crotch area. So I'm going to start from the crotch area, place them on top of each other equally, make sure they are both on the same line, no one is longer than the other. Place them equally and top stitch on it. Run a straight stitch with 1/2 inch, and by the time you're done, this is how the trouser should be looking at the front piece. We're going to do the same thing for the back. We run a straight stitch down to the crotch area with 1/2 inch. Now you're going to join the front and the back piece together. You're going to place them right sides facing each other. Right here you will notice that the back piece is bigger than the front piece, and that's okay. There's nothing to worry about. So you're going to place them right sides facing each other, align them from the top to the bottom. If you want to pin, go ahead and pin, but if you don't want to pin, you can still start sewing like that. For me, I like starting from the bottom of the trouser. If there's any excess, it will be at the waist side. I can just trim it up. Everything is okay. So this is me sewing from the bottom to the top. We're going to do that for both sides of the trouser. You see what I was saying before when I was talking about excess. I had small excess on that place. I've done the same thing on the other side. Now to join the center part, you're going to align the crotch just the way you see me doing. You're going to align the crotch together. That line, open up that stitch, both the front and the back, and you're going to align that line that's where you stitch the both crotch. You're going to align it together and top stitch on it, so that by the time you open the trouser from outside, you will see that the lines are properly aligned. Yes, the lines are properly aligned together. So after doing that, you're going to also run a straight stitch with 1/2 inch down to the bottom of the trouser, and make sure you align properly so that the bottom part will be equal, so that one side will not be longer than the other. Do the same thing on the other side. And then I've gone ahead to fold the bottom part of my trouser, and I'm going to top stitch on it. I did not weave it, so what I'm doing is I first of all fold it in by 1 inch and then fold it again by another 1 inch. That's what I'm doing here. So after folding 2 times, I top stitch on it. That's how I'm folding the edge of my trouser. I'm going to do it like that all around. I'll do that on both sides, or I'll do that on both sides of the trouser, and I'm done with the hemming of the leg. You can see how beautiful it's looking and neat already. So now we're going to go ahead to stitch the waistband. You're going to use your measuring tape to measure around the waist to know how many you got there. Right there I had 41. So I'm measuring my waistband to see how many I have. My waistband is 45, so I have more than enough, so that's okay. So first of all, we'll start from the back. We'll start from the back crotch. What I did here is that I gave like 2-inch gap away from the starting line, that waist, that center line. I gave like 2-inch gap before I started sewing. So that's what you're also going to do. Give like 2-inch gap, then start sewing. See that line that we folded on the waistband? That's where you are going to be sewing on to attach it to the main trouser. Okay, just look at what I'm trying to do now to join the waist together. I'm going to measure what I have left to complete the waist. I'm also going to mark it on the waistband. I measure what I have left on the waist. Just take a look at what I'm doing. One side I had 1 inch and the other side I had 2 inches. I'm supposed to leave like 2 or 3 inches gap on both sides. So when you are sewing your own, make sure not to make this mistake that I made, so that when you want to when you want to join the waistband together, it will not be so difficult for you to do. My chalk is not really close to me, so I just picked up a pen and I'm using it. But if you are doing your own, please do not use biro to mark. That is very wrong. I do not want to stand up, that's why I'm using this pen. Now I'm marking what I have left on the trouser. I'm marking it on the waistband, so I'm going to sew on that line that I just marked. So you open up the waistband just the way you see me doing, right sides facing each other. Open it up right sides facing each other just the way you see me doing, and you're going to run a straight stitch across it to the other edge on that line that you marked. Remember, you marked the line. You marked a line on the waistband, so you are going to sew on that line to the bottom. So I'm finding it really difficult to open it up because it's too close. The stitch is too close to the edge. So when you are doing your own, do not sew too close to the edge, so that it will be very easy for you to turn it like this. And after sewing to the edge, we're going to trim off the excess that we have there. Here I was looking for the mark where I marked with the pen. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to trim off the excess that I have there on the waistband so that I can turn it. So I've gone ahead to trim off the excess and I've turned the waistband. You can see what I have. You can see what I have there. You can see how it's looking. So this opening here now is where I'm going to pass my elastic waistband through. And if I want to add rope, that I'm going to first of all add the elastic waistband, top stitch on it, run like 2 stitches around the waistband, and then insert the rope in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the elastic waistband and come back to show you how it looks. This is how our trouser is looking already, and after attaching the waistband and the rope, whatever I want to attach, then I can go ahead and weave the inside all around. And this is the final result of the trouser, guys. I hope it's looking really good, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to like, drop a comment, subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.